I don't know about you, but a lot of finance content I see online is all about hitting a certain net worth number or retiring by a certain age. But I don't really think like that at all. I don't have a number where I'll suddenly feel rich, and I don't have a year where I expect to retire. Instead, I am focusing 100% on input goals and building systems that improve my financial position every year. So this video is basically my whole financial plan and the thinking behind what I'm going to do or try to do over the next 10, 20 plus years. So it definitely shouldn't be considered financial advice. This is just what I'm doing, and it's what I share on this channel, my compounding project, my journey. It's real, it's transparent. If you're interested in that sort of thing, please do hit that like and subscribe button down below. I'd be very grateful. I think putting a plan out there publicly helps with motivation and accountability. So here goes. Now, I am only 34 years old. I know people have lots more experience than I, but one of the biggest things I've realized so far in life is that you can't really control financial outcomes, but what you can control sometimes are financial inputs. Now, anybody claiming they can control financial outcomes is probably trying to sell you something. So the list of things I can't control is quite long. I can't control the stock market. I can't control house prices. I can't control interest rates. I can't control inflation, and unfortunately, I cannot control the YouTube algorithm. But fortunately, there are some things that I can control. So within reason, for example, how much I invest each month, how much I spend each month, how much debt I take on, whether I build new income streams, whether I improve my skills or further my career. So instead of setting a goal like I want £1 million by the age of 45, I focus more on the inputs and the systems that should, over time, lead to a good outcome. My financial plan is basically built around a few main pillars, and none of them on their own are particularly exciting, which is fine, but together they should compound over time. The first pillar is investing into my stocks and shares ISA every month, and mostly into index funds. I don't try and time the market. I don't trade stocks, day or weekly. I just invest every month and let time and compounding do the work. Sometimes it's lots of money, sometimes it's a little bit of money, but the important part is that I keep doing it. It's long-term money, 10, 20, 30 years plus. The second pillar is my pension, so even more longer-term money. I contribute 5% of my salary, and my employer kindly contributes 10%. So I'm not increasing my contributions at the moment because I want money to be accessible to me earlier than retirement age at the minute, but I do still want that pension pot building in the background for later life, so I make sure that I contribute enough to get the maximum contribution from my employer, because the best money is free money. And I know this scheme isn't as good as pensions of years gone by, but it is the best one I've ever had, so I'm just going to make sure that I'm getting maximum value from it for the time being. The third pillar is property. So firstly, I have my residential house with my partner. We have a mortgage on this house. We overpay each month. We've also got a buy-to-let property, which we're not really sure what we're doing with right at the time of recording, but longer term it'll either be sold or re-let out. So it still exists as a thing, and we'll figure the detail out as we go. Property for me personally is more about long-term equity and potential rental income rather than trying to flip houses or anything like that. The fourth pillar is building income streams outside of my main job and my main income. So YouTube is a big part of that at the moment in terms of my focus and work, but it isn't a big part of it in terms of return. Ad revenue, potentially affiliates and sponsors are all things that I hope will come in the future. But the reason I like YouTube is because it's an asset that can produce income over time from videos that I've already made and enjoyed making. So in my mind, it's another form of compounding. The fifth pillar, which I actually think is probably one of, if not the most important, but it's keeping my expenses relatively low and avoiding lifestyle inflation. So things like driving a cheap car, not being tempted to upgrade everything all the time just because you can, not taking on loads of monthly payments because you want the newest thing, and actually we actually live consumer debt free outside of mortgages on properties, so I'm focused on keeping that still the same. Lower expenses means that I have more disposable income, more options, I can invest more, but it also means that I need less money to live, so that gives me more flexibility in life and, importantly, less stress. When people talk about financial goals, a lot of the time they talk about retiring early or becoming a millionaire or things like that. My goal is actually quite different. I'm not necessarily trying to retire early and do nothing. I'm trying to, at some point in the future, make work optional, and I want to get to a point where I can choose what work I do, choose how much I work, when I work, where I work, who I work for, those sorts of things, rather than needing a job just to pay the bills, as I and many others do now. To me, real wealth isn't having the newest car or the biggest house. Wealth is having options in life. It might be an option to change jobs just because you want to. It might be an option to work part-time just because you want to. It might be options to, I want to start a business or start something and it requires some capital and I've got it to do that. It might be options to travel, to take time off to go and see some things. Options just to take time off and, I don't know, ride your bike around the Peak District like I'd love to. But more than anything, I think options to just be not stressed about money is important. Sorry to get all serious, but another thing that I think about quite often is that my goal is absolutely not to become the richest guy in the graveyard. The point of all of this isn't just to hoard as much money as possible and never spend anything and never enjoy yourself. The point of it for me is to build enough investments or enough income streams, or a combination of both, and put myself in a strong enough financial position that I've got options in life and I can make decisions that improve my life when the time comes. If and when I get to a point where I've got enough invested that I can work less or change career or take more time off or do more of the things I enjoy, then I will. I'm committed to doing that. I'm not trying to win some game where I die with the biggest number in my bank account. I'm trying to build a life where money gives me freedom, not stress. The reason that I called this channel The Compounding Project is because I'm not relying on one thing to make me wealthy. I'm relying on lots of small things, hand in hand, compounding over time. Things such as investments, pension, property, YouTube, hopefully, skills, income streams, and of course cash savings, mortgage overpayments, behaviours and habits, all those sorts of things. Individually, none of those things will make me rich quickly or at all, but together over 10, 20 plus years, they could completely change my financial position and my life. So my financial plan is basically just a set of input goals that I'm really focusing on. So invest every month, whether it's little or large, mostly into index funds if possible. Keep expenses low, avoid lifestyle inflation, overpay the mortgage, build YouTube into a income stream, that might be a while, build multiple income streams if possible, and increase my income over time. Hand in hand, I'll be trying to learn new skills, behaviours and habits, avoiding bad debt, keep financial stress low. I know all of that sounds like a lot and it's a big list and it sounds really complicated, but to me, all of those things just sound like one singular goal. It's just one singular attitude, and that hopefully, if I do all of those things consistently for the next 10, 20 plus years, the outcome will hopefully be pretty good. It's just not tied to a specific number. I have no idea where exactly I'll be financially in 10 or 20 plus years, and I'm certainly not going to waste any energy speculating or going on compound interest calculators and all of that. What I do know is that if I keep investing every month, if I keep my expenses low, if I keep building income streams and making what I think are sensible decisions, then my position should improve every year. And that's really what the compounding project is. It's not trying to get rich quickly, but slowly building a better financial position, more freedom, and hopefully more options over time. Thank you for watching and all the best on your investing journey.